So today's question is, I'll build my website with AI Claude Code, but now I need to keep updating it. SEO, new pages, a booking system, maybe for layers. What is the best setup so I don't have to rebuild everything? In my experience, I personally suggest, like for the tech stack, you can just use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this would be for the front end, and this helps with SEO a lot. I've got 2 businesses ranking on page 1 of Google, and I'm using this exact tech stack as well. And now if you want to add new pages and a booking system, even for later, as a backend, I suggest just going with Supabase, which is actually a BaaS, so it's a backend as service. So that would work properly with your setup. So you'd have front end where you secure it with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then for the backend, you can simply implement this with Supabase. And this basically handles everything for you. So this would be the backend. What the backend would do for you is handle authentication. So this would be your auth. This can handle creating new pages. So you wouldn't have to touch anything in the front end. You could just use Supabase as the backend to have them talk to each other. And for deployment, so once you have these 2 set up, in terms of deployment, what I mean is actually delivering this online so people could actually access them. This would be either Hostinger or Vercel, but in my personal experience, I'd go with Hostinger because they have better plans, especially if you're just starting out. So basically you just go and build a full front end with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then for the actual new pages and the booking system, you can go with Supabase to implement this. Then you can deploy everything on Hostinger. And one thing I'd really suggest you do, if you want to do it this way, there's 2 things you could add for security, which I highly recommend always. These 2 are optional. Obviously, you can pretty much do everything without having these 2 in place. That's why I'm putting them in green right here. But in my opinion, I think these are pretty much I'll just put them in red because they're very, especially the Cloudflare one. I'd strongly suggest adding this. To get this needs to be deployed basically on the web. You can use MCPs here. There's a bunch of documentation on this that already covers how to implement Supabase with any tech stack. So Claude already knows how to do this. So you can use a simple MCP and then it'd be easier for you to implement Supabase. With Supabase, where I'm saying the authentication and creating new pages, it is important. So this is pretty much the single thing you need to worry about. Yeah, so it's the RLS, basically the row level security, which in simple terms allows you and only you to control what's happening as a main admin on the actual backend, so no one can change things. All of these tools actually, so everything until this point right here, everything is pretty much free. So you can do this for free, obviously with your subscription. So this is free. The front end is free. The back end, Supabase, has a free tier space. Then Sentry is has a tier until you surpass a certain amount of errors. It's free as well. Cloudflare has a super good plan that's free. So the only thing it would cost is the actual Hostinger domain, and you could probably get this if you pay for the actual domain, it could be anything from $10 to $50, or obviously depending on the actual domain name you want to use. But if you're not doing anything fancy, it'd be $10 to $50. And then they've got a plan for yearly. I think it's around $120 for hosting. And what that means is you could literally have 100 websites. So it's $100 for 100 websites. And I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm just saying. And if you want, you can have subdomains on all of these websites. So it'd be, even if you got your website is mywebsite.com, and then you could have linda.mywebsite.com, and that would be like a subdomain. And yeah, last step in here will be hosting. Yeah, hope this helps. Have a great day. I wish you nothing but the best.